Whenever I introduce myself, I think the one thing I dream of, I'm a big poker player, so I dream of introducing myself to the final table of the main event of the World Series of Poker.
He is the voice of the Octagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Perth, Western Australia,
The one and only Bruce Buffer.
In the 29 years I've been announcing, I can count the number of mistakes on both hands. Naming the wrong winner is something that, I don't blame anybody for. That was a mistake on my part. Don't give people reasons to think about two different types of brands when you're trying to promote one brand. If you're opening up a business and you're calling it ABC, your website should be named ABC, your business card should be named ABC. Everything should be uniform. AI is new to me, and I don't pretend to be an expert on it. I think it can be very helpful, but I come from the old school though. I don't want somebody writing for me. I don't want somebody talking for me. I want to get it all done myself. So I'm a little old school. I don't think I'm going to be a big practitioner of AI.
I've spent years learning directly from top leaders across industries, and now it's time to bring that wisdom straight to you. Welcome to Lead with Gabriel, where we explore the mindset, habits, and strategies to help you lead with confidence, purpose, and a sharp edge in today's data-driven, AI-powered world. Let's get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. He's held the mic for nearly 30 years with the UFC, runs over a dozen businesses, and has hosted 629 episodes of his hit podcast, It's Time. He is the voice of the Octagon, the one and only Bruce Buffer. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hi, Gabriel. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. I appreciate it.
Now, first things first, I want your honest opinion. How did I do there? You're obviously the master of introductions.
Oh, you did fine. You did fine. I mean, you can, throw on more, tempo if you want, but actually, the thing is, what I liked about it was short, it was sweet, to the point, and that's the way it should be. We live in an ADD society, so you want to grab people right away. So, good job, my friend.
Thank you very much for that. Now, I've always been curious, Bruce, how would you announce yourself if you were stepping into the Octagon?
I'd be walking out to AC/DC Thunderstruck. I'd give myself the big introduction, and people ask me what my nickname would be. I'd introduce myself as a kickboxer and fighting out of, where I live, all the stuff that goes with it. I can't give myself a championship title, but I'd probably say, introducing, the voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer, like that. Something along those lines.
It sounds good.
Whenever I introduce myself, I think the one thing I dream of, I'm a big poker player, so I dream of introducing myself to the final table of the main event of the World Series of Poker. In seat number 9, after I've already introduced everybody.
No, it sounds good. And hopefully if that does come to fruition, you hit a full house or maybe a royal flush.
That's good.
Now we're going to move into a rapid fire round. We're going to hit the audience with some rapid jabs, short, sharp answers only. Are you ready, Bruce?
Go.
What's the weirdest event you've ever announced?
I can't say it's weird, but a beer pong was one.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I didn't even know when they called me up. And I can't say it's weird because a lot of people play it, but when they called me up and said, we want to do this, they threw, a nice payday at me and said, we're in Vegas. And I'm like, what's beer pong? I had no idea what beer pong was. I didn't go to college in the last 20 years, so everybody else knows what it is. And there's been others. I've been asked to verbally introduce for a church about between Jesus Christ and the devil. That they wanted to play for their constituents. That was pretty interesting.
Now, that definitely is not what I was expecting.
And Birth of Babies. Birth of Babies. You probably have Cameo down there?
Yes. I've actually ordered one before.
Yeah, Cameo. Oh, thanks. And Swish is popular. But people write into my website, brucebuffer.com, and I do a lot of probably 5 to 10 wedding videos and audio introductions, introducing them into the reception a week. We get a tremendous amount of weddings, birth of babies, championship introductions. I can't begin to tell you the different introductions that come in. And the weirdest one that I didn't fulfill was a eulogy to basically when somebody died, they wanted to have a video of me, ready to play for their family members. And I just felt a little weird about that one.
But you still delivered because obviously the fans enjoy those announcements very much.
Try to deliver when I can.
Now I'm going to move to the next question. And I want to know, do you feel more pressure announcing when names like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg are ringside?
Do I have trouble announcing when they're ringside?
Yeah, when we've got these celebrities that have come into the UFC sitting ringside, does that impact anything?
No. Just, I'm there for the fighters to take them to the next level, the fans to take them to the next level. When I see celebrities, people I respect ringside, of course, I enjoy performing for them. But I'm always out there to give my best and give the best show possible. So it's like just because a few people were ringside doesn't mean that was a better show than the show I did the week before. It's just I'm going to always, here's my thing. Every night I walk out, no matter who's in the audience, and I'm glad they're coming and enjoying the show, I am there saying to myself, this is the first night. I've got to prove to myself tonight that I deserve this job, that I should be in the Octagon, that the fans want me here, the fighters want me here, Dana White and the powers that be want me here. And I don't live on my laurels. You'll never hear me talk about, the show I did 2 months ago. I'll talk about the show, but not about myself. I have to prove every night that I deserve this job.
That's a very
and I've
good
kept that
philosophy to
passion for
have.
29 years.
And hopefully many more to come.
Thank you.
Now, I got to ask, how do you enjoy your Puncher's Chance bourbon? Now, I've managed to get one into Australia. I haven't been able to get the Undisputed, but I'm wondering, how do you drink your bourbon, Bruce?
Oh, good. You got one in Australia?
I do. The only one I couldn't find was the Undisputed single barrel, but hopefully that one's coming soon.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Did you buy it at a store or off the website?
I had to go off of a website, but I'm hoping distribution can be increased because it is some good stuff.
We're working on it. I'm very proud of my Puncher's Chance bourbon. Actually just came out with another version, which is the same juice as the original, called Warrior Spirit, that's all built around my personality. And this is a limited edition of 3,000 cases. We started this 3 years ago. I always wanted to have a spirit, and I have always enjoyed sipping fine bourbon. So when I met my partners, Umberto and Brad, and it was a chance meeting, and they showed me that we're about to release this bourbon called Puncher's Chance. I thought, wow, that's right up my alley. That's what I'm all about. Puncher's Chance. One punch can change the trajectory of your life. And then when I tasted the sweet nectar of the bourbon gauze, as I call it, I go, wow, this is amazing. And it is. And we were voted the top 5 best sipping bourbon at its price range on the one that you have there. And we've come out with 12-year version, 14-year version, the single barrel Undisputed, an Irish whiskey version called Unified Belt, and another one called Double Hook. And it's because the demand is out there. I'm very proud of it, and things are going fantastic.
That sounds very good. But to get back to it, Bruce, how do you enjoy the bourbon? Neat, on the rocks, a splash of water? What's the Bruce recipe?
Neat. I want to taste it. I want to sip it, not gulp it. Either neat or in a fine old fashioned.
Perfect. And finally, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. That's an easy one. I can see the blue hoodie and the sign behind you.
Blue. I love wearing black, but I'm an old time surfer. I don't surf anywhere near what I used to. Every day growing up in Malibu for a long period of my life. So the ocean blue, it's calming to me. It's beautiful. And I love the color blue.
And that's also my favorite color. So that's a good choice.
Very cool.
Now we're going to move into the championship questions now. These questions go a little bit deeper. So Bruce, you've released over 600 episodes of the It's Time podcast and even helped Ariel Helwani get started with his own podcast. As a fellow podcast host, what's the best advice you can give to someone like me or any podcaster trying to grow?
Enjoy what you do. Be yourself. Have guests on you truly think you can relate to, talking about subjects you want to talk about, and be consistent. If you want to be consistent with your podcast, at least have it once every week. If you can, a minimum a couple times a month. And don't get too, again, the attention span it's an ADD society we live in, I always say. The attention span is maybe 20 minutes. So there's no reason to have, unless you're Joe Rogan, the 2-3 hour podcasts. Good 45-minute podcast is good. Keep it tight, keep it real. And get it on a good network that'll get it out there for you. And don't be surprised if you're on YouTube video, it takes a long time to get viewers. Like I have a tremendous amount of viewers audio wise in my YouTube channel. Depending on my guests, I could get 500 or I get 25, 30,000 views. So, but it's growing, and don't lose faith. Just keep on going. Keep on going.
Very good advice. And yet consistency is the one I have to keep working on.
Consistency is key. It's key in everything.
Definitely. Now, I do have to ask some data-related questions because I am a data professional. As someone with a 9-figure business empire, how has data or AI played a role in your decision-making or strategy?
Well, AI is new to me, and I don't pretend to be an expert on it. I know I represent an AI company called Angel AI, and it's fascinating. I'm learning more and more about it. I think it can be very helpful, but I come from the old school though. I don't want somebody writing for me. I don't want somebody talking for me. I want to get it all done myself. So I'm a little old school. I don't think I'm going to be a big practitioner of AI unless I have to. But If you're doing multiple projects and this, that, and the other, from what I've seen, it's very advantageous, right? But I want to be known and respected for what I do because I did it myself, you know?
I think that's a very important note that you touched upon around originality and obviously owning your own brand.
Exactly.
Now, I'm going to go into branding, take that segue. And some people overlook it, but you've built a personal brand that's instantly recognizable. What would you say to convince someone that branding matters? And what's one practical branding tip anyone can apply today?
Branding matters because if you're opening up a business and you're calling it ABC, then your website should be named ABC. Your business card should be named ABC. Your email should be Gabriel@abc.com. You know, everything should be uniform. Don't give people reasons to think about two different types of brands when you're trying to promote one brand. So be the brand, be a product of the product. So if you have a product, use the product, represent the product, eat, live, breathe the product, right? Because that'll truly come across in the way you pitch it to somebody. But the uniformity of how you display yourself business-wise is very important, as I just said earlier. That's one of the key points, main key points I can tell anybody.
Very good advice. Now, I want to talk about resilience. I try to watch all of the UFC fight cards and fight nights, and I did notice during the recent Moreno vs. Usyk fight, there was a rare moment where you briefly announced the wrong winner before quickly correcting it in the prelims.
Gabriel Miranda!
Can you walk us through what happened and how you kept your composure under that kind of pressure?
Yeah, you know, in the 29 years I've been announcing, I can count the number of mistakes on both hands. And, you know, obviously naming the wrong winner is something that, you know, I don't blame anybody for. That was a mistake on my part. I had gotten into the Octagon and I was a little confused by the referee because I didn't see the finish of the fight. But here's the bottom line. If you make a mistake in public speaking, if you make a mistake, whatever, you need to move forward and go over it. My problem that night is they cut the mic on me because the interviewer, DC Cormier, had started his interview. When it happened once before, I was able to correct it and everything was fine. The fighter even turned around who won and said, "Don't worry, Bruce, I love you. It's all good." Right? Who happened to be Anthony Smith, who retired last week in the Octagon.
Anthony Lionheart Smith.
In that case there, I don't make excuses. I take responsibility. I made a mistake. It's plain and simple. That's all I can tell you. And you live with your mistakes and you learn from your mistakes. The first time you do something is not a mistake. It's a learning experience. But if you do it again, it's a mistake. So the first time I did it was a learning experience. Kind of a mistake because of my position. This was definitely a mistake, and I take full blame for it. So all good.
I think that's very good, you know, in terms of moving forward. Now, just very quickly, because we are running short on time, the last question. Systems make success, and I know you've got a system when it comes to those legendary announcer cards. Can you give us a peek behind the curtain, how you prep, and what system, why that system works for you?
The way I prep in the morning is I get a good night's sleep. I have a power breakfast. I work out. I meditate. Finish my cards. The card prep takes 4 hours or more over the course of a week. Get everything together. Get into the the uniform for the day, whatever I'm wearing for that show. But the main thing is to nutritionalize myself. Get my head clear, realize I'm going out to perform in front of millions of people, and I don't rehearse. I just refuse to rehearse. Used to be the old days they'd have me do an entire show announcing, rehearsing with production early in the day, only to go back and do it later, and that's just monotonous. There's a rehearsal voice and there's an organic voice, and I want to go out in the Octagon, feed off the energy of the crowd. When I feel that energy, it spikes me up, and then I just let everything fly. Let it all go. And as far as the cards, yeah, I write them down. But when I'm doing my cards and refining them before the show, I have a memory. I can remember everything. But I also have a knack now, no matter where that card is in the air, I can glance at it even upside down and I can read it.
Well, I wish I had that superpower.
And again, this all goes back to having passion for what you do. You know, the moment that passion wanes, then it's time to pick up your chips and find another game, potentially, unless you need the money.
Very good slogan. Now, Bruce, that was outstanding. We're out of time, so let's ring the bell on this episode. For everyone listening, check out Bruce's It's Time podcast on YouTube. Try the It's Time cologne and energy drink, and definitely grab a bottle of the Puncher's Chance Bourbon, if you can find it. And if you ever want a custom video message, Bruce is also on Cameo. I highly recommend it. As I said before, I got one for my friends Tom and Will Brown in 2018 for their birthday, and they absolutely loved it.
Will and Tom, happy birthday!
Bruce, thank you again for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I also like it neat. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers to you, Gabriel. I'll have one in a
Thank you very
couple
much.
hours, a little early here in the States.
It's 8 a.m. here, so I think I'm doing it very early.